Hello everyone. In this video we're going to be going over 15 common Algebra 1 topics. We're going to go through 15 questions that cover important sections of Algebra 1, and these 15 problems are probably problems that you've been assigned. So for number 1 we have evaluate 2m minus 7n over m plus n when m equals 7 and n equals -1. Wherever we see an m, we're going to plug in 7. Wherever we see an n, we're going to plug in -1. We have 2 times m, which is 7, minus 7 times -1, which is n, all over 7 minus 1. On top, 2 times 7 is 14. -7 times -1 is positive 7. And then 7 minus 1 is going to be 6. 14 plus 7 is 21 over 6. This simplifies. We can divide both the top and the bottom by 3, and we'll get a final answer of 7 over 2, which will be answer choice D. For number 2, the question asks evaluate for x equals -1, x squared minus 2x plus 5. Here, wherever we see an x, we're going to plug in -1. We have x squared, so that'll be -1 squared minus 2 times -1 plus 5. -1 squared is positive 1. -2 times -1 is positive 2. And then plus 5. 1 plus 2 is 3. 3 plus 5 is 8. And the answer here will be C. Number 3 asks, simplify 3y minus 14 times 5y minus 4. The first step is to distribute the -14. We will have 3y minus 70y plus 52. 56. We can combine like terms. 3y minus 70y will be -67y plus 56. And we can rewrite this backwards, 56 minus 67y, which will be answer choice B. For number 4, we have 2 over 3 times x equals -1 over 5. In order to get x by itself, whenever we have a fraction times x, we need to multiply by the reciprocal. So we're going to multiply both sides by 3 over 2. On the left side, the two fractions cancel each other out, and we're left with x. On the right side, we're going to multiply the two numerators together. 1 times 3 is 3. And -5 times 2 is going to be -10. And we'll get that x equals -3 over 10, or answer choice C. Number 5. Solve the equation 5 over 2y plus 11 equals -1. The first step here is going to be to subtract 11 on both sides. The positive 11 and -11 on the left side will cancel, and we'll be left with 5 over 2y equals -1 minus 11 is -12. Whenever we have a fraction times a variable, and we're trying to get the variable by itself, we need to multiply by the reciprocal of the fraction. So we're multiplying 2 over 5 on each side. On the left, the two fractions cancel, and we're left with y equals. On the right, we can treat negative 12 as negative 12 over 1, and we'll have negative 12 times 2 will be negative 24 over 1 times 5, which will be 5. And we'll get that y equals negative 24 over 5, or answer choice A. Number 6, solve the equation 4x equals 6x plus 30. Here our objective is to combine like terms and to solve for x. First, we're going to subtract 6x on both sides. On the right side, the 6x's cancel, and we just have 30. On the left side, 4x minus 6x will be negative 2x. Next, to get x by itself, we need to divide by negative 2 on each side. And we'll get that x equals 30 divided by negative 2 is negative 15. Or answer choice B. Number 7. 3 times the sum of 2x and 10 minus 32 equals 6 plus 2 times the difference of 2x and 4. Our first step here is going to be to distribute the number on the outside to the inside of the parentheses. 3 times 2x will be 6x. 3 times 10 will be 30. Minus 32 equals 6 plus 2 times 3x will be 6x. 2 times negative 4 will be negative 8. We can combine like terms on each side. On the left, 30 minus 32 will give us 6x minus 2. And on the right side, 6 minus 8 will give us 6x minus 2. If you notice, the left side and the right side are the exact same expressions. When this is the case, we have that the solution is all real numbers. We can plug in any number for x, and we'll find that the left side and the right side are equal. Number 8. Marcus made $21 more than 3 times Joel's weekly salary. If x represents Joel's weekly salary, write an expression for Marcus's weekly salary. It says Marcus made $21 more than 3 times Joel. If x represents Joel's, then it's 21 more than 3 times however much Joel made. And the answer here will be answer choice B. Number 9. The plans for a rectangular desk call for the width to be 6 feet less than the length. Sam wants the desk to have an average perimeter, or an overall perimeter, of 44 feet. What should the length of the desk be? Well, it says that the width is 6 less than the length. So W equals the length minus 6. The perimeter, which we know is 2 times the width plus 2 times the length, is 44. So if instead of W, we plugged in L minus 6, we will be able to figure out what the length of the desk will be. So instead of W, we're going to plug in what W is equal to. And we're going to find 2 times L minus 6 plus 2 times L equals 44. We can distribute the 2. 2 times L is 2L. 2 times negative 6 is negative 12. Plus 2 times L equals 44. We can combine like terms. Those two L's go together. And we're going to have 4L minus 12 equals 44. In order to get L by itself, we first have to add 12 to the other side. And we'll have 4L equals 44 plus 12 is 56. And then here we're going to divide each side by 4. And we'll get that L equals 14. And that'll be answer choice D. Number 10. Find the x and y intercepts for 3x minus 2y equals 12. Whenever we're looking for one of the intercepts, we'll start off with the x-intercept. We have to set the opposite variable equal to 0. So if we're looking for the x-intercept, we need to set y equal to 0. So let's try that. 3x minus 2 times, instead of y, we're going to plug in 0 because we're looking for the x-intercept, equals 12. Negative 2 times 0 is 0. 3x minus 0 will be 3x equals 12. To get x by itself, we're going to divide each side by 3. And we'll get that x equals 4. In order to find the y-intercept, we need to set x equal to 0. So let's try that. 3. Instead of x, we're going to plug in 0. Minus 2y equals 12. 3 times 0 is 0. 0 minus 2y is negative 2y. And that's going to equal 12. To get y by itself, we can divide each side by negative 2. And we'll find that y equals negative 6. So we find that our x-intercept is 4, which will be 4, 0. And our y-intercept is negative 6, which will be 0, negative 6. And if we look for which answer choice matches this, we'll see that A is the answer. Number 11. Which of the following is the graph of 5x plus 2y equals 10? What we need to do here is get y by itself. First, we're going to subtract 5x on both sides. And we'll have 2y equals negative 5x plus 10. And then we're going to divide everything by 2. We're going to be left with y equals negative 5 over 2x plus 5. This tells us that we have a slope of negative 5 over 2, and we have a y-intercept of positive 5. So from left to right, we should be decreasing, and we should cross the y-axis at 5. For answer choice A, we have that y-intercept of 5, but from left to right, we're increasing. We know that m is negative, so we should be decreasing. It cannot be A. B has a y-intercept of negative 5, and from left to right, it's increasing. It cannot be B. If we're looking at C and D, C from left to right is decreasing and has a y-intercept of positive 5. C is looking like the answer, but let's check D. From left to right, it's decreasing, but the y-intercept is at negative 5. So the answer is going to be answer choice C. For number 12, find x so that x comma 6 is a solution to 2x plus 3y equals 6. By giving us this ordered pair, what they're telling us is y equals 6. And then we have to solve for x. So instead of y, we're going to plug in 6. 2 times x plus 3 times 6 equals 12. We're going to have 2x plus 3 times 6 is 18 equals 12. To get x by itself, first we need to subtract 18 on each side. And we'll get that 2x equals 12 minus 18, which is negative 6. And to get x by itself, we can divide each side by 2. And we'll find that x equals negative 3. Or answer choice D. Number 13. Write the equation of a vertical line that goes through the point negative 36, comma, positive 27. So when we're looking for the equation of a vertical line, we need to think about which axis it crosses through. So I'm going to draw the vertical line in red. Let's say this crosses through 3 of the x-axis. This will be the line x equals 3. Wherever it crosses the axis is going to be x equals that number or y equals that number, depending on whether it's vertical or horizontal. Here in green, let's say we cross the y-axis here at negative 4. The equation for this line will be y equals negative 4. So in order to find the equation of a vertical line that passes through this point, we're going to get the x value of the point, and it's going to be x equals that value. So the answer is going to be answer choice C. For number 14, write an equation of a horizontal line that goes through the point negative 36, comma 27. Since now they're talking about a horizontal line, this passes through the y-axis and therefore is a y equals answer. And it's whatever the y value of that point is. So the answer is going to be y equals 27. Number 15. Find the slope of the line containing the points 0, negative 7 and 3, 0. In order to find the slope, we need to plug it into the equation y1 minus y2 over x1 minus x2. And it doesn't matter which point we associate as point number 1 or point number 2, as long as we remain consistent. So the y value of point number 1 is negative 7. The y value of point number 2 is 0 over the x value of point number 1 is 0 minus the x value of point number 2 is 3. Negative 7 minus 0 is negative 7. 0 minus 3 is negative 3. And when we have negative 7 over negative 3, this will become positive 7 over 3, which will be answer choice A. If you learned something new in this video or genuinely enjoyed watching it, please make sure to hit that like button. It helps push out the videos to more people, and so that it can help with final exams, upcoming tests, any homework assignments. Subscribe to the channel, and I'll see you in the next one.